What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You are very much appreciated. I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. My name is Zack. If you've watched this video till the end, we are certainly going to love each other. And I don't say like, I say loved each other. Love each other. Great stuff. So here we talk about most of the news. You want to know about Africa? You're at the right place, my brother. You want to know about Congo? You're at the right place. You want to know about what's happening in Zanzibar, Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya? You're at the right place. You want to know about what's happening in Nigeria? How people are burning from trying to steal fuel from an overturned truck? You're at the right place. Today we're going to talk about something very interesting, and I think it's crazy. Hey, your first time, you very much appreciate it. Please click on the button. I think it's called subscribe. Let's make this much bigger. Okay. Now, have you ever dealt with somebody that's very impressive with their words? You know, they trying to scare everybody. Like somebody that says, if you dare do that, I'm going to show you. Okay? If you dare, let me just remove my socks because it's damn hot in here. Oof, I'm burning. Have you ever dealt with somebody that says, if you cross this line, I'm going to show you. I'm going to teach you something. Then somebody crosses the line and they do absolutely nothing. Then they put another red line. If you cross this line, I'm going to show you. How do you feel about that person? You lose respect for them, right? You don't respect them. I firmly believe that a human being for that matter, should be a person of their word. If you say something, you do it, okay? I'm one of those people that believe that my word is more than a signature. If I say to you, I am going to show up for you, doesn't matter whether you and I get along or you and I have an issue. If I say to you, I'm going to show up for you, I'm going to show up. If I say to you, I'm going to call you, I'm going to call you. Doesn't matter whether it rains or anything, I'm going to call you because that's how we are. But unfortunately, things have changed. You find people that are never beyond their word, and it's so sad. That's why they create the signatures, because they know you lie. They know you're never beyond your word. You take people's things, you don't pay. Even though you're very kind when you come ask, like, please borrow me some money, I'm going to pay you back. But when time comes for you to pay the money back, you don't pay. That's why they make you sign a piece of paper so they can take you to justice. Well, you know, Congo, something really drastic has happened. Democratic Republic of Congo. A couple of days ago, we had a video here. We talked about how great the Congo is acting right now. They've arrested just about 17 Chinese, okay, who were trying to cross the border with $400,000 in cash and bricks of gold. $400,000 in cash. Now, what did we say? They arrested these Chinese people. They were going to jail for 10 years and everybody was very happy. So they made a lot of noise like, hey, we've just arrested Chinese nationals who are stealing stuff from our nation, gold and cash, trying to cross to the neighboring country. It was great and beautiful to see. You say, well, this looks like a country that's trying to bring things together. I'm so sorry, I'm sweating. It's so hot in here, but I'm doing this for you. You know what I mean? Do you also remember that the last time I told you the reason why these Chinese have been arrested is not because they've been arrested. It's because maybe they haven't paid something. Okay? I'm going to give you a very simple, practical example. For a Chinese person or a foreign person to try to cross outside your country with $400,000, it means he's done it many times before. Because somebody who does something for the first time doesn't take $400,000. We're not stupid, okay? And gold and stuff. He's going to try maybe $5,000 on the first time to cross the border, or maybe $10,000, or maybe $17,000. $400,000 is a lot of money. So for you to get to $400,000, it means you've done it several times. And for you to get confidently with $400,000 across the border, trying to cross the border, you know you're going to be facing immigration. It means you have somebody at the immigration who's probably powerful. If he's not powerful enough, at least the money you're going to share with him is going to make him powerful enough, because he's going to make some other people eat as well. You know, we got somebody here crossing, here's some money, let him pass. And my idea, we speculated that maybe that day this person didn't want to pay, or maybe he said, I'm crossing with 400,000. I said, dude, out of 400,000, we want 100,000. He said, well, hell no, I'm not giving you 100,000. So they said, no, we want 100,000. He said, no, I'm not giving you 100,000. It's too much. So they decided to let him in, let him get arrested. Okay. then I told you, we hope these people are not going to come out of jail after being condemned for 10 years. Well, fellas, they're out. 10 Chinese prosecuted for illicit exportation of minerals out of South Kivu have been acquitted by the court. Yes, fellas, acquitted by the court. They can go. We didn't expect anything different. I'm sorry. The Bukavu High Court, citing the mobile station, acquitted 10 Chinese nationals who were appearing for 5 charges, including complicit in illicit exploitation of minerals. The verdict was delivered in the evening of Tuesday, the 21st. This is very sad, fellas. These acquittals just came after sentencing 3 others for 7 years, man penal servitude, still connection with illicit exploitation. So some people have been condemned for 7 years. These ones have been acquitted. Let's just think about this. The other ones that are in jail did not pay. They don't have any money, or until they bring money, then they let them out. Do you understand how painful this is? I don't know. This is very painful, fellas. You know, I don't know how we can do it. Like, do you know what Chinese people do to people who do such things in their country? Do you know what Chinese people do to people when you get arrested for... They unalive you. Do you know what Chinese people do when you get arrested for money laundering, for illicit introduction of anything? They will unalive you. I remember one, even Philippines. I went to the Philippines and I got to the border and they were asking me, why are you here? What are you here for? How long are you staying here? And that has happened just the day before I went to the Philippines. I watched a video on how Philippines treat people that bring in, they unalive them. I was scrutinized. But the person in front of me sort of very quickly found out on YouTube and online that I was actually a boxer. That he was out there. We're going to let you pass, because he looked like a very big fan of fighting. Do you know what they do to other people in other countries? You have no idea. Why do you allow Chinese people to do things like this in your countries? How are they going to respect you ever? I don't understand. Well, China owns many mines in East Congo. Some have declared, some are undeclared. And let me tell you something. Wherever, at least in most places where Chinese go, and man, I'm going to give you a simple example of Ghana. They create mayhem. I'm just going to be honest with you. When they mine, they just not just mine, they destroy the environment. In Ghana, they were mining in a river and they pour chemicals on the river. And the rivers, everything was destroyed. The fish died. The river was unconsumable. People could not drink water from that river, even though that river was the only river they had as a source of water. This is very sad, fellas. Very disappointing from the DRC, a country that's been through so much pain, so much sorrow, so many people being unalive, more than 120 different militias or armed groups. And we will start believing that, okay, this is a way to do things. Start arresting these people that are creating mayhem because of illicit mining. You've arrested them, then you've released them? Under what? So what's the justification? Well, if there's pure justification explaining that they did nothing wrong, well, that's okay. Then don't make so much noise. Say you've arrested people with 400,000 cash and gold. We don't want to know that. Do the investigation first, then you can tell us later. You can never miss South Africa. You gotta have some South Africans. Yeah. Okay, so the Zulu King, he's got some issues right here, okay, fellas. The Zulu King's first wife has failed to her third marriage. So the Zulu King was trying to get married again, and his first wife said, no, this is not going to happen. She took him to court. You're not marrying a third wife. Okay, you're going to ask yourself a lot of questions. Let's try to find out. The Zulu King was trying to marry the third wife, and the first wife said no. She went to court accusing him to stop the marriage. Now what happened? The court has rejected the plea of the Zulu King's wife. The first wife of South Africa's Zulu King, Mrs. Zulu Kazwelithini, has failed in a legal attempt to halt his plan to take a third wife. After doing that, the Zulu King released a statement saying the ceremony has been called off due to reason beyond the control of the royal house. Basically, polygamous marriages are recognized in South Africa. Yeah, South Africa is one of those African countries where you can actually marry 2 wives or 3 wives or 4 wives. Well, you got to have the money. Okay, don't be too excited. You don't have the money. I'm sorry. I don't even think you've got the mental capacity. It's not easy. Dealing with one woman is very difficult already. Having 2 or 3 or 4, it's for special men. Okay, there are special men. It's not just don't think it's just about your little thing inside your pants. It's not that. It requires a lot of things. Okay, if you're one of those men, then well, go challenge yourself. Now, what happened to this situation was the Zulu King married his first wife in civil marriage. Now, civil marriage is different from traditional marriage. When you marry this civil marriage, you cannot have another wife. It's not permitted. If you want to marry another wife, you must either marry as a traditional marriage or convert your civil marriage into traditional. Then you can. But in order for you to convert your marriage into traditional, you have to have the agreement of your wife. If she says no, then you can't. Legally, it's not possible. Now, apparently, there was a conversation between the Zulu King and his first wife sometime when she was very happy, saying, hey, baby, how about we convert this from civil marriage to traditional marriage? And apparently she said, yes, it's okay. We can look into that. I don't know. Maybe she was asking for something and he was like, okay, I can give it to you, but can we convert this into traditional marriage? And she probably said yes. You know, sometimes when you just said something, you can say yes to anything. You know what I mean? Then later on, the brother knew that. And now he wants his third wife. And she said no. Now you're suddenly asking your question, look, why is she angry now? Because if there's a third wife or potential third wife, this is probably a second wife. She wasn't angry when he took a second wife. Well, apparently during the second wife, it looks like they were okay, you know, and now she says no. So clearly something has happened there. Something probably emotional. And she's accusing him of is refusing to apply what they had agreed upon, which is transform their marriage from civil to traditional. And now the court obviously has come up with a conclusion saying, ma'am, you cannot stop the king from getting a third wife because you had agreed in the past that you could convert your marriage from civil to traditional. How do you feel about that? I think it's very interesting. Again, I know a lot of people get excited, especially people who've never lived in Africa, get excited about a possibility of having many wives and stuff. Yeah, these wives are trained to be first, second, third wives. Okay, they're not normal wives. There are other wives who are not trained like that. And some of these wives, for great cases, come from families where maybe the father had 2 wives or 3 wives. So it's normal for them. It's like kids that grow up from a couple where the man is a man and the mother is a man. You know what I'm trying to say there? They find it normal. No. If you take a kid issued from a couple where the father is a father, the mother is a, you know what I mean? He doesn't quite understand. So don't think you can live wherever you live, coming to an African country thinking I'm going to have 2, 3, second, third, 5 wives. It's not easy, okay? Number one, it's not easy emotionally, not easy financially, and you're probably going to die because, you know, dealing with one woman is already very, very difficult. However, you know, in many places in Africa, like Senegal, you can easily find 2 wives that bring you peace. Like the president of Senegal, this is the president. He's got 2 wives. 2 wives, and they don't fight. They're cool with each other. They're fun with one another. When he went to, you know, speak out as a president, both of them were there. It's part of the culture. It's what it is. There's no greed. It's not about what's in the pants. It's about this woman brings me A, B, C, D. That woman brings me C, D, F, G. Now, the king of Zulus are the biggest tribe in South Africa. They are the most numerous. Is not necessarily powerful in terms of politics. He doesn't hold any decision politically in South Africa. However, he has great influence, being the king of the most populous tribe. Let me know how you feel about this. DRC Congo releasing Chinese personnel after they were arrested with $400,000 in cash. Crazy stuff. They made a lot of noise and everybody was like, yeah, great, we're happy. But now, 2 days after, they're out. What happened? Did they pay money at last? Crazy stuff. And the Zulu Queen, who was very disappointed after the court said, sorry, ma'am, you are not stopping the king from having a third wife. Would you consider having a third wife? God bless. Or your husband having another wife. There's no jealousy.